Hi my friends, my name's Justine, I'm the Mermaid Seamstress, and today we're going to be talking about competitor monofins. Competitor monofins are used by professional fin swimmers and free divers. They come in a large variety of different styles and shapes. This one I have is obviously by Finis, and it is kind of the middle line of competitor monofins. Competitor monofins, as I said, come in a large variety of different styles, and they're designed to give you the most power with the most efficiency of kick. Now, that doesn't mean they're easy to use. These guys are made of fiberglass most of the time, and they are extremely stiff. There is not a lot of flexibility in this fin. So it means that you need a lot of power in order to use it. Most competitor monofins are graded on the back, so this is actually layers of the fiberglass, so it's actually getting thinner as you move up towards the end. Now, I bought this one secondhand, so it was a little bit cheaper, but most competitive monofins will run you upwards of $200, and some can even run as high as $400, $500, depending on the make and the quality and the engineering of it. This monofin in particular, even used, I paid I think $180 for it. And my intent was to use it as an ocean swimming tail and I got this monofin really before there were very many other monofins on the market. So I got this tail when basically the only two mermaid monofins on the market for adults were the Finis Rapid and this guy, which is the competitor monofin. You see these fins a lot of time in older styles of silicone tails because, again, there weren't as many monofins out, and especially not as many fiberglass monofins out as there are now. Now a lot of silicone tails, even with the big flukes, will have smaller fiberglass monofins like the shooter monofin or the Finis trainer monofins because they're more agile and easier to handle in the water. This thing measures about 28 inches across and is about 28 inches long, and it's a very stiff blade. So this takes a very powerful swimmer in order to swim in this safely and properly. And also as to not waste your energy, because this takes a lot of energy. While it's built for efficiency, it still takes a lot of power and training to work up to. Now, some fabric tail users do use these monofins. I know Stella the Siren still uses competitor monofins like this one in her fabric tails, and a lot of times she uses it in the ocean setting where she needs a lot of power. Her tails have a lot of extra fins and a lot of extra fabric, so she needs a very powerful monofin in order to support and compensate for the drag of all of that fabric. Another factor with the competitor monofins is the shape. It is very hard to change the shape, and so you really have to work around it. And for silicone, it's a little bit easier because a silicone is very stiffer and can hide this line in the monofin. Fabric, if you look at some of Stella's footage, it's a lot harder to hide this shape. Some people in the past have tried to cut these, and that is very risky just based on how fragile the fiberglass can be once it's cut. It can easily, if you cut too square of an edge or too much of a corner, you can actually split it all the way down the fin, and then you've wasted $200. So to look at how this compares to some of my other fins in size, here we have the Mahina. And you can see that the Mahina is actually relatively the same dimensions. Obviously mine is, a little bit modified. But of course we've got this section in the middle that's been cut out of the Mahina. So it's about the same width. Maybe the competitor's actually a little bit wider. But this is made out of rubber, and this can bend. This has a lot of flexibility in the ends. And so you're losing kind of probably from here up the full force of a monofin, versus this, which carries that force throughout the monofin. Now, an example of a slightly stiffer monofin that again is very new to the market is the Mermaid Linden monofin, and if we compare this in size, we can see that the Linden monofin is much smaller than this. So this monofin is absolutely huge, and again takes a lot of work to power. Most of the mermaids who use this monofin are professional freedivers. They're going in the ocean. They're going somewhere where they need a lot of power and strength in order to combat, or they have tails that require a lot of strength inside of them in order to propel them through the water efficiently. These monofins are not very practical if you're going to be diving, for example, in a pool, or if they're not really worth it if you're a recreational mermaid without proper freediving training. There's plenty of other monofins on the market nowadays that will perform just as well in a pool or a still water setting, rather than spending a lot of money on this style monofin. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below with you have experience with using a competitor monofin. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. Comment down below also what you think is the most powerful monofin after this one. As always, guys, swim safe, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, fish friends.